Hey everyone, welcome back to ZDS Tech. I'm your host Zahid, and today we've got some exciting yet controversial updates about the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra and the standard S11 series. This might just be the biggest shift in Samsung's tablet lineup in years, and not all of it is for the better. From camera downgrades and chipset swaps to a completely redesigned S Pen system, there's a lot to unpack. So stay tuned as we break down every key department of the Tab S11 Ultra and see whether it's a worthy upgrade or just a flashy downgrade in disguise. Design and build. Let's begin with the design. Samsung's new Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra does bring some noticeable visual changes, and some of them will definitely get people talking. First up, the notch. Samsung has shifted from the subtle wide notch on the Tab S8 Ultra to what looks like a V-shaped or water drop style notch. Yes, the same kind you see on budget smartphones. This design feels out of place on a premium tablet that will cost well over $1,000. What's even more surprising is the apparent removal of the dual front-facing cameras. This time, there's only one. That means features like auto-framing, which rely on multiple sensors, might be limited or even removed altogether. Moving to the back, Samsung has removed the white camera rings we saw in previous generations. Now the lenses resemble the flush, minimal look from the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Not a huge deal, but worth noting. As for the bezels, they remain largely the same, and that's a good thing. On a tablet this big, super thin bezels can lead to a lot of accidental touches. So no complaints there. Display. Now let's talk about one of the most important aspects of any tablet, the display. And hey, Samsung seems to be sticking to its strengths. The Tab S11 Ultra is expected to feature a massive 14.6-inch AMOLED display with crisp 2960 by 1848 resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. Samsung's AMOLED panels are always a treat, vivid colors, deep blacks, and excellent brightness levels. It's great for productivity, media consumption, and creative work. However, that controversial notch will interfere with the otherwise immersive experience. A punch hole or under-display camera would have looked far more premium. But unfortunately, that's not what we're getting, at least based on current renders. For the base Tab S11, the display will likely stay around 11 inches, with similar resolution and refresh rate, but with slightly thicker bezels. S Pen changes. Let's move on to one of the most debated changes, the S Pen. For years, Samsung has integrated a magnetic strip on the back of its tablets where the S Pen could attach and charge wirelessly. But on the Tab S11 Ultra, that strip is gone. There's no visible charging zone at the back. So where's the S Pen going now? There are three possibilities. 1. The magnets and charging mechanism are still there, but Samsung just removed the visible design marking for a cleaner look. 2. They've moved the S Pen charger to the side of the tablet, similar to how Apple does it with the iPad Pro. Or 3, and this is the most concerning, Samsung may have removed the Bluetooth functionality from the S Pen altogether. It's not far-fetched. Samsung already hinted at this during the Galaxy S25 Ultra launch, stating that less than 1% of users ever use Bluetooth features on the S Pen. But this is a tablet, a productivity device, not a phone. Removing Bluetooth functionality here would be a massive loss, especially for those who rely on features like remote control, gestures, or presentation tools. Even more interesting is the redesigned S Pen itself. It looks more angular, almost like the Apple Pencil, which could indicate a new active stylus system with a built-in battery that requires charging before use. If that's true, it marks a big shift in how the S Pen works. Camera. On the camera side, the Tab S11 Ultra seems to be undergoing both downgrades and subtle changes. As mentioned earlier, the dual selfie camera setup has been cut down to a single sensor. Now, while it's possible to do features like auto-framing with just one lens, Apple does it on their iPads. It's still a regression from a multitasking perspective. On the back, we're seeing a new design that ditches the traditional white camera rings for a cleaner black look. It's unclear whether Samsung is also upgrading the actual camera hardware or just refreshing the design. For most users, tablet cameras aren't a priority, but professionals who use their devices for video calls, document scanning, and even content creation may notice these limitations. Performance and chipset. Now let's dive into performance, where things get even more interesting and controversial. Instead of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Elite, Samsung is once again going with MediaTek This time the Dimensity 9400 or possibly even the 9400 Plus. Now don't get me wrong, the Dimensity 9400 Plus is a powerful chip. We're looking at benchmark scores of around 2,600 in single-core and 8,000 in multi-core tests. That's a noticeable improvement over the Tab S10 Ultra, which maxed out around 7,200 on multi-core. But here's the thing, the Snapdragon 8 Elite is on another level entirely. It breaks the 10,000 mark in multi-core scores and is widely considered the most efficient and powerful chip in the Android space right now. So yes, while the Dimensity 9400 will handle games, multitasking, and creative apps just fine, it does feel like a bit of a compromise, especially in a tablet that's priced as high as this. And that's likely Samsung's strategy. Save costs by using MediaTek and maximize profit. But from a consumer standpoint, especially power users, that's not great news. Battery. Now let's talk battery, and here we finally get some good news. The Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra will feature a significantly larger battery than its predecessor. Leaks suggest a rated capacity of 11,374 mAh, which could be marketed as 11,700 mAh or even 12,000 mAh. This is the first major battery increase in the Ultra lineup since the Tab S8 Ultra. Combined with the power efficiency of the Dimensity chip, we're expecting some excellent battery life, especially for media streaming, video calls, and multitasking. As for the base Tab S11, it'll stick with the same battery as last year's Tab S9, which was already solid, so no complaints there. Final thoughts and pricing. Samsung is expected to launch the Galaxy Tab S11 series in just a couple of months, and from what we've seen so far, it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, we're getting a slightly refined design, a decent performance bump, and much-needed battery improvements. On the other hand, we're potentially losing dual front cameras, Bluetooth S Pen features, and premium Snapdragon performance, all while prices are expected to stay sky-high, possibly around $1,200 or more for the Ultra model. Samsung is also skipping the Plus model this year and only launching a base Tab S11 and the high-end Tab S11 Ultra. So the big question, is it worth upgrading? If you're still on the Tab S8 Ultra or even the Tab S9, you might want to wait. The changes here don't seem revolutionary, and in some areas, they feel like a step back. But if you're a new buyer looking for a large-screen Android tablet for productivity, note-taking, or media consumption, the Tab S11 Ultra could still be a solid option. Just make sure you know what you're gaining and what you're losing. That's all for today's breakdown of the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra and Tab S11 series. What do you think of these changes? Are you excited, disappointed, or just confused? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to ZDS for more in-depth reviews and updates on the latest tech. Thanks for watching. I'm Zahid and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Allah Hafiz.